Hello. Medical English can be pretty intimidating at first. There's a lot of different parts that don't go in order. A lot of the words just look like gibberish at first glance, but here to explain it for you. So, at first, there's four different word parts. The first one is the root, it's the core foundational part of the word. Leuk is white, that would be one. Luke would be the root word. dermat, dermat, think dermatologist. Dermat is the root word, that'd be skin. Cardiologist. cardi would be heart, that's the root word. Root words are really kind of just part of the combining form. The root words with added vowels to make connection easier. So this is the full combining form. If we were to get rid of that and it's just cardi, just straight that is the root word. That's all. Root word, combining form. So some combining forms would be ven, which would be vein. Another one would be costo, which would be rib. And the third one would be gastro, which would be, stomach. Now we also have prefixes and suffixes. So for prefix, they are added at the start of the word to modify its meaning, used kind of to specify, time, place, color. So in would be indicates substance or condition. Post would be after. And dis would be difficult or abnormal. So prefixes are done. Now that we got that out of the way, we have suffixes, which, added at the end of the word to modify its meaning as well. So our first one will be tomy, which would be incision or to cut into. Our next one will be otomy, surgical incision. They seem similar, they're different. And stenosis, which is constriction or narrowing. Now we get that out of the way, the four basic root, combining form, suffix, prefixes. We also need to learn how to build the terms. Building terms, you don't read them left to right. It's kind of like PEMDAS. You read suffix first, then prefix, then combining form. If there's no suffix, then it's just prefix, then combining form. So, cardio, combining form, ology. That's the prefix. So you'd read prefix to suffix, study of the heart. Cardiac, you read that first pertaining to heart. And then this one, I flipped. So we have a prefix, combining form, and then a suffix. Whole word is pericardial. So you would read the suffix pertaining to, prefix around, and then heart, pertaining to around the heart. Once again, kind of like PEMDAS, prefix, suffix, and then combining form. You know how to build them. You need to learn how to break those words down. You just really need to identify suffix, prefix, combining form. It is a little tricky at first. I like to look at combining forms first. So think tonsillitis. You can see, tonsil, I've heard that word before. That's the combining form. Tonsil, tooth, itis, infection and inflammation. So tonsillitis. Mammogram, what do you think that would be? So mammo would be breast, and gram would be, data, a picture, it's a record. So data on the breast. Another one, we're just going to go back and use our old one. So that's a pretty good one. Precardial. Or pericardial. So cardi, as you said before, is heart. We identified that. Now we need to identify eel, or al, pertaining to. So pertaining to, what is peri? Peri is around. So pertaining to around the heart. Pericardial. Some suffixes can be pretty confusing. They look the same. Very similar. They're different though. I have personally struggled with these three: Rage, Rhea, and Raffi. Raffi means repairing or suturing. Rage is excessive bleeding. And Rhea is discharge flow. They look the same, very different meanings. Then some final key terms that you should probably know, or you will learn to know. This one first: gram, graph, and graphy. Gram, think of mammogram. It's a record / picture / data produced by an instrument. Graph, graph is more of like instruments used to record data. Think Metrograph. And mammography is the process of the mammogram. It's the process of producing data. That's what those are. Tomy, ectomy, and stomy. Tomy is the process of cutting or making an incision. Think phlebotomy. Ectomy is the surgical removal of body parts, organs, whatever. Tonsillectomy. And gastronomy, or stomy, is the creation of an artificial opening. Scope and scopy. Scope is the instrument used for examining, whereas scopy is the actual process. So think gram and graphy, scope and scopy. One is the instrument used for it, and the other one is the actual, procedure of it going on. I hope this is beneficial. I hope you learn.